When it comes to Monday night drop-ins, we'll go a few minutes early. How y'all doing, Lumpy Dog? First in the house, then Tampa Tom Fishing. Alien World Aquatics. Logan with Ambist Aquatics. Chewy in the house. Don Gallagher. All right. Wow, 4 people here, 3 likes already. We just went up. We went up 15 minutes early. Why not? I'm here. I was just finishing my work. And just finished my work day, so it's all good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Tampa Tom. Bolo's here. He's chilling. We're getting snow right now in Joplin, Missouri, and we've got like an inch or two. It's really quite nice. And Bolo is he loves the snow. It isn't deep enough on the grass for him to go nuts, and I hate letting him loose on it. In the neighborhood I'm in the area I'm in, there are coyotes, and occasionally in the middle of the night I hear them. Oh, oh, coyotes. So there you go. And coyotes look at a small little dog like Bolo as a snack, even though I think he could take care of him, but he's 12 years old. He has a heart condition. It's not like if he was 5 years old, I probably wouldn't worry about as much because he can handle himself. He can handle himself pretty well. So there you go. Do you know what? That's a good question, Chewy. Let me look that up, mainly because I have no idea. I've just been in Missouri a short time, and I just don't know. So hold on one second here. Directions. And Joplin Mo to Independence Mo. Okay, let's see here. I'll tell you right now. It's about 156 miles. That's just right outside of Kansas City. So it's which isn't that bad. I've driven up. Got several of my fish in Kansas City. Hey, Jesse, HC Agua, Fish Room Fever. Hey, you had surgery. I'm glad you're doing better. Glad you're doing better, Fish Room Fever. It's all good. So yeah, as I've been getting ready for all the wacky stuff, around the holidays and that type of thing, I've been so busy with with work because my schedule has changed. And so I'm still getting used to it. So Bolo woke me up about 25 minutes before the alarm went off. He woke me up right before 4 o'clock. So and he wanted to go outside, so I took him out, made a pot of coffee, set up a hatching of delicious brine shrimp for the fish. Made myself a little breakfast. It was all good. Hey, Bolo, you want to get down? All right, say hi to everybody before I put you down. Say hi. Yeah, what a good boy. Let's see. Yeah, he has water. It's he will come and bark at me if he drinks all of his water. And so because he's on that heart medicine, he is he's the king of wanting to drink a lot. Tater salad, Denmark in the house. Denmark in the house. So good. Yeah, so I went I got 4 aquariums set up. I've got water in them. I'm waiting for I put in a 15-pound bag of Seachem fluorite black, and I'm still waiting for it to settle down. As soon as the water seems like it's relatively set, hopefully tomorrow I'll get the filters going and I'll get the heaters in, because I need to set up more breeders. I have more guppy breeders going on, so it's pretty exciting. And Kansas City is a great town. I haven't spent a lot of time in Kansas City, but I was up there. Been in Kansas City a few times. I have friends who work in Kansas City who have moved there. In fact, one of my buddies just moved there just recently. In fact, next time I go up there, he and I'll grab lunch. And so next time that aquarium club up in Kansas City has a fish auction, I'll just set up so I see my boy John and hang out with him. So, guess who wants to come back up? If you have a drinking game, this is take a shot because he is back in my lap. Oh, by the way, King and Queen cichlids. Pretty cool, huh? And I won it in a contest. So I'm pretty excited about it. So thanks to Scott and Liz for sending it to me. I really appreciate it. Quite frankly, it was good to win the contest, and having them as friends is really a cool deal. Chiefs are doing pretty well, Chewy. Chiefs are doing real well. Susan, for SLC Aquatics, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. So yeah, the Chiefs are doing well. They won yesterday, 23-3 over the Denver Broncos, who are not very good. And GRB Aquatics, welcome. Welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. So the water's beginning to clear up a little bit, so I'll get that air going in the new 4 tanks. I've got the filters here. I've got the heaters. So I'll just get those up and running. I'm going to get the next 4 ready to go. I'm waiting for the heaters and the light for it, which will be here on Wednesday. So I can probably start getting that set up later on this week. And yes, Lumpy Dog, they are a mile high. And by the way, Biggies, what's up? Josh Gordon, who started the season with the Patriots and went to Seattle, failed a drug test again. So he's out for the year and probably for his career. That poor guy, all the talent in the world. Amateur Aquatics, welcome to the live stream. Wow, 14 here, 8 likes. Great having you all here. And by the way, if you have not said hi, please do. I want to say hi to you. And I enjoy saying hi to everybody who comes in, stands by, and hangs out at the live stream. You were store shopping all day, Biggies, for Christmas? Yeah, I have to go and do that. I have not started my Christmas shopping yet. I did get Christmas cards, which I just have a couple left to send out. I have one to an aunt. I have another one that goes to it's going to a buddy of mine. Then I have the last one, the last precious one. I may end up sending it to Scott and Liz because they sent me this cool T-shirt. Cindy 425, welcome to the live stream. Great having you here. Great having you guys here. So the fish, hey Valley Fish, welcome. Let's see here. White cheddar, garlic, herb, bacon, and mushroom mac and cheese. Nothing artery clogging about that, Lumpy. That sounds like good cooking. Man, that's stuff I'm trying to avoid these days. My cholesterol started to go up, so I changed my diet. Today, though, I actually, since my surgery, I had surgery in July. I had my gallbladder removed. My digestive thing isn't quite right yet. In fact, I'll have to, right after the beginning of the year, I'll get my physical and sort of get that worked up and find out what's going on there. Yeah, it just has not, my stomach's really good for a long time. Then all of a sudden for a day or two isn't feeling good. I'm still, sort of up and down with it. Most part, I'm much better. I can sleep through the night, but it's, I do have some abdominal pain. Abdominal? That's kind of fun to say. Abdominal. So there you go. Hey, thank you very much, Amateur. Yep, hit the like button. 14 here, 12 likes. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic. So yeah, so I'm going to set up the 4 tanks I have right now. I'm setting up one trio, another trio of the swordtail guppies. I'm going to set up 2 trios Hey, Bob Kaler's here. Kaler's Aquatics in the house. I'm going to set up 2 trios of the Roebuck Reds. And then I'm going to try, I'm going to do a couple of Roebuck Red females with a swordtail male. Let's see what happens. See what magic occurs. So that's for those 4 tanks. And the other 4 tanks, I may just use as grow outs. I don't know yet. I don't know how many aquariums I can have breeding all at the same time. So it's that's something that I have to sort of figure out. That was my ring, letting me know someone was going by my. I live in a townhouse complex, and I have a couple of young gals next to me who are, I think they're like 21, 22. They're really nice girls. And I have a couple. He's going to med school, and so these people are going in and out all the time. Hey, Vinny the Mooch, welcome to the live stream. So I have a lot of action going on. I see a realtor on Wednesday, got canceled today because of the snow and ice. So Wednesday, I go see the realtor about the process of finding a home. So that's kind of cool. Maybe tomorrow I'll stop by the bank and start working on that. Start working on that loan. So pretty cool. I went and looked at a new house, and the only problem I had with it is that it didn't have a basement. Now, a lot of places in the country not having a basement is not that big of a deal, but we're in Joplin, Missouri. And Joplin, Missouri, we had a tornado here about 9 years ago that killed 160 some people. So I want a basement, with all, and also I think a basement's really, I think a basement is a great place to set up lots of aquariums, lots of them. And I'll put my living room TV down there, or I'll probably put the living room TV in my bedroom, the bedroom TV in the fish room, and then if that doesn't seem like enough, I'm gonna go and get a big obnoxious TV for the living room in the house. Sort of my goals there, but mainly it's fish. My goal is to close. My lease is up here on April 30th. My idea is to close the first week of April, so I can go and move over the fish. And I'm just gonna have to buy more aquariums. Isn't that sad? Having to buy aquariums, just awful. So it's PetSmart occasionally has a pretty good deal on a 75. And I'll probably use that, get that set up, and I'll use that for the shrimp and the nano type stuff. Yeah, hurricanes let you know they're coming, sort of. You have to sort of, the tracks of hurricanes. I've lived in hurricane country, so I know the deal there, or just outside of hurricane country, and I sort of know how that works. And and I'll tell you what. Yeah, guppies and shrimp seem to do really well together. That's what I'm going to be doing with these 10-gallon tanks. I'm going to be doing hurricane country is the Gulf Coast, Jesse. From Texas to Florida, where the tornadoes or the hurricanes really, really, hit. And if you're 100 miles away from the coast in any direction in those places, you're in there. Hey, Melvin's here. Daryl Deemer. Let me have a sip. Today I'm drinking, you'd appreciate this, Diet Cherry 7-Up. Go Hogs Go. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Tampa Tom. I went through something like that where I had a couple of my guppy tanks all of a sudden got ill and I had to treat them. And so I had to go out of my way and treat them with I had to treat them with General Cure and erythromycin. And the good news is both tanks I lost one female in. but I had my main males in both tanks looked terrible, and within a week they were all straightened out. So the males were, which was great. Yeah, I know Hawaii can get hurricanes, and so I know that, and I know like in Asia, Indonesia, it's Japan can get nailed by hurricanes, or what they call typhoons. Does Australia get typhoons? I'm curious for my Aussie crew. Or do they call them hurricanes when they hit Australia? Maybe they don't even get them. They may not be in the right type of place. So tornadoes. The deal is with tornadoes is this: very rarely do they pop out of nowhere. Normally, there's a warning and that type of stuff. And so the one tornado that hit Joplin 9 years ago was 8 years ago, was a mile wide, and just took out a bunch. And you can go down neighborhoods in Joplin where all of a sudden the houses are brand new, and then in the same neighborhood, it was made at the same time, older homes, and those were the homes that were replaced by new construction. And the idea that homes were destroyed, and 10 feet away there's another house in perfect shape. It's amazing. And I'm sure that house had some damage, but not catastrophic where you had to rip the whole thing down. So yeah, so that's sort of the deal. I want a basement because of that. That's a good shelter, and also a great place to put fish. And I don't know. I think I need more and more fish. It's an addiction, baby. It's an addiction. So 18 here, 16 likes. Thanks, gang. So again, the idea here is setting up these breeder tanks. I'm gonna have to set up grow out tanks. That's what I think I have to do with the other 4 that are coming up, and I'll get those up and running, and I'll use those as grow out tanks. And I may be in the place, everybody, where I'll be shipping fish here in the new year. So I think that's kind of neat. I think that's kind of neat all the way around, and maybe I'll even enter a couple of IFGA shows. And there's one not far from me. It's in St. Louis, which is, it's about a 5-hour drive. Let me look at IFGA while we're here. Let's take a look. No, hold on. I did ifga.org is where I should have gone. I went to .com. All right. Well, let's see if they have that show scheduled up for St. Louis. Yeah, Gateway is April 18th and 19th. So I think I could very well make that one. It's Chicago is where the winter meetings are. And that may not be a bad place to go to as well, mainly because I have a free place to stay. My sister lives just outside of Chicago, so it's I could drive up and go do that, and that would be fun. See, did anybody else pop in as I was looking at that? And yeah, the Continental Divide isn't that where the water goes in different directions? And it's so yeah, your shrimp won't get jealous, but you have to be careful, tater salad, is that there's some fish that will take out your wonderful shrimp. Guppies won't. I have celestial pearl danios. They don't touch them. And I have leopard danios. Don't touch them. I have corridoras. Not a problem. So that's is that the equator? Somebody help me out. You know what? I have not traveled south of the equator. I haven't done a lot of I've been to Hawaii. Well, is Hawaii south of the equator? Jesse, help me out here. Is Hawaii south of the equator? Oh, do they really, Tampa Tom? Not been an issue for me at all. I started off with 10 fire red shrimp, and in my 55, I got into the 80s the other day and adding them up. So yeah, swordtails are a beautiful fish. Yeah, rainbows. Yeah, I can believe that. Okay, you're north of the equator. Okay, Jesse. So no, I haven't been south of the equator. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to every state in the United States except for Rhode Island. I was so close. I should have just driven out of the way. Vermont, haven't been to Vermont. I have not been to Oregon, Idaho, Alaska. Otherwise, I have been to every other state. And I have lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 states. I've lived in 8 states. Yeah, I'll tell you what, with TV watching, Bob, um, I like watch the Science Channel. I'm like the world's most boring human being there's ever been. I like watching the Science Channel, and I also really enjoy, football. I love NBA around playoff time. I think it's a lot of fun. So my deal is I watch a lot of sports. Football, I have been married to my TV, 4 days a week, since August. So when the season ends, I'm gonna be more time for the fish. So I watch a lot of football. So it my guilty pleasure is on Tuesday nights. It's going on right now. The Curse of Oak Island. They've been digging around on an island in the North Atlantic now for 250 years looking for a great treasure trove of money, of gold, $500 million worth of gold. Bolo's right here. Hey, Bolo. Let's see here. There we go. There's a better look at him. He's just chilling like a villain. Um, so yes, they've been looking on this island for 250 years. And they have some guys out there digging on the island, brothers, and this season 7, mind you, 7 years of this, they finally have gotten close. And of course, it's a type of show, ladies, there's certain shows women like because it meets their emotional needs. Well, The Curse of Oak Island meets males' emotional needs. I'll give you a couple of reasons why. It's aspirational. Every kid, every boy, and probably some girls too. I'm not trying to be sexist here. Every man dreams as a kid of going on a treasure hunt. And it is a fantasy for a little kid. Turbo Fish, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you go and have, the idea is of going on a treasure hunt. It's something that is instinctive to men. Men love that. The idea of climbing a mountain, swimming across the ocean, all that sort of stuff. That's just natural male DNA type of stuff. So that's why I like the Curse of Oak Island, because it's who knows? There may be nothing underneath this island, but they keep digging down and finding things that were built well before. Hey, buenos dias, turbo fish. Mi casa, su casa. Mi español es muy mal. You see a little Spanish there. Yeah, we love pirate movies. You think this through. This is, is all good. So, that's one of the things why I like that show, is because it's very aspirational. And the deal is they keep finding enough junk on that island to sort of give you a temptation. Well, connecting that to the fish hobby, um, which tends to be, obviously there's a lot of great women who are in the hobby, but it tends to be kind of a guy thing. If you ever go to these fish club type of things or what have you, it's a bunch of dudes. A bunch of dudes. There are some ladies there, but it just tends to be more men. I don't know why. It just is it is what it is for whatever reason. Well, the fish, the whole idea here. Me hablo mucho. Es mi trabajo compa. Sanitación y quality management. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Turbofish, it's a living. It's my uncle, married to one of my mom's sisters. He was like 15 years older than her. He was a World War II pilot, and he designed sewage treatment plants. And he took me on a tour of one time, sort of explaining how it worked and all that sort of stuff. It was interesting. Hey, it's there's money in sanitation. There's money in the sewage business. And so I think that's pretty neat. Yeah, he actually trained in Pensacola, and he flew over Italy during World War II. He was part of the operations into Italy. And if you spend time with any of these World War II guys, and they're almost all gone, the guys who really saw action never talk about it. If you talk to Nam guys hate talking about it. I worked with a guy years ago who was a Navy SEAL in Vietnam, and he was very proud of his service. He was very proud of serving the country. He was very proud to be a SEAL. But you start asking, well, tell me about operations. Tell me about what it was like to go into battle. And I wasn't asking just because I wanted to hear gore or I wanted to hear how many people the guy whacked. I just more wanted the feeling of it. What's that like? Tell me about that. And oh wow, you're pulling $27,000 of cardboard a month in 2016. Might get 3,500 now. Well, you see, it's the price for things that type of thing seems to change, and the way that people pay attention to certain things like recycling and renewable energy, so and and a lot of these guys, they don't like talking about it because it was horrible. Serving Vietnam and being on the front lines in Vietnam was awful. Being in Korea, not a lot of fun. They don't like talking about it when they're in the action because they don't want to remember it. They want to compartmentalize it right back there. But it's really important if you have like an uncle, grandfather that served in the military in one of those times of war, um, to get as much information out of them as humanly possible. I really regret. My dad had an uncle who was the oldest in the family. He lied about his age to go to World War One. And this guy lived in, till just about 90. He smoked 2 packs a day from World War One until his untimely death in the late 80s. Well, he was a kid. When I was a kid, he was in our house, at the holidays. His wife, he and his wife never had children, and he he would fly up every year at Christmas and usually at Thanksgiving. Usually a couple of times a year, he'd come on up. Sometimes in the summer, he'd stay with us for a week. And I can remember spending time with him, and I really wish I would have asked more about, the service. I know he talked about that the Germans uh, uh, hit him with mustard gas. He lost a lot of his sight as an adult because of being hit by mustard gas. Again, he was really, really a good guy, and I wasn't old enough to understand asking those questions. So I'm telling you this: if you um, with your parents and your grandparents, ask them questions about stuff. That's the one thing I never ever I didn't do enough of. My grandparents lived. My grandfather was 88 when he died, unexpectedly, by the way. My grandmother was 93. Wow, Turbofish, thanks for your service, man. And so 4 tours of duty. Wow, wow, wow. It thanks again for doing that. Really appreciate it. Um, so I asked my grandfather, um, who had like 2 or 3 kids when World War II broke out, and he wasn't put into action. Um, so I asked him, I said, "Oh, isn't it great to live a long time?" And he said, he was probably about 82, 83 at this point. And he said this, and it really hit me over the head. He said, yes, it's really nice to live a long time. You get to see your children, your grandchildren grow up. It's great. He goes, let me tell you the bad part. The bad part is I've had to see most of my friends die. Pretty heavy stuff. So that's now were you Turbofish, were you in the Marines or were you an Army? What force were you in? My brother-in-law is well, you're never quite a former Marine, are you? He's retired. He was an officer. Um, I had an uncle who was a Marine in Korea. Uh, hey, Crystals, Pets, and Plants. Welcome to the live stream. You're a Green Beret. There you go. There you go. Special Forces. That's good. We need that in the fish hobby. Zen Ginger. It's okay. You don't necessarily need to be late. It's just I appreciate anybody who comes in and spends time here in the live stream, whether it be 50, the whole time, 5 minutes. It's all good. Hey, Doug Gray's here. Happy December 16th. Yes, it is. We're on that countdown to Christmas. I've got to mail off some stuff. I'm going to order it online. I think I'm going to send my brother and sister. I'm going to send them like a Harry and David thing. I don't know what to get these people. my siblings and I were pretty close. We talk all the time. Um, let's see. I saw my brother and sister both this year. Um, but you know, I, you know, other than staying one night in my sister's house 3 years ago, I have not. My siblings and I, because we live in different places, we have a lot of stuff going on. We don't spend a lot of time together. I was invited to go to my sister's house for Christmas, and I'll see if I can pull it off. But I would have to fly out on the 23rd and come back on the 25th. So I don't know. I don't think I'll do it, which is nice. Yeah, you see, I knew you lived in the Chicago area, Turbofish. When I go up there, I'm going to go up for the Guppy show in October. I'm going to go and do that. So I have to. Here's the deal: is that my parents are both deceased, and we auctioned off a lot of their stuff. But there's certain things that belong to me, and they're in California, and I'm in Missouri, and to ship these things, very, very difficult to do. So I'm going to, because a lot of it has to. My dad had a gun collection, which I received, and so I actually have to. If you fly out and rent a car and come back, it's like insanely expensive. But if I rent a car here and I drive to Los Angeles in 2 days, stay overnight, get some sleep, rest for a day, and then drive back in 2 days, I can get everything done. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do. So it's rent a car and just come back a week later with 5,000 miles on it. It's a little over 2,000 miles from where my brother lives, and you end up driving around doing junk like that. And Bolo will come with me. He'll ride along, so that's good. So that's part of the fun. So it's those of you, I just started on the worms thing, which I happen to be big fan of worms, of the white worms, banana worms, all that sort of stuff. Um, you see, I would love to get rent a Mustang Shelby or something like cool like that. And oh wow, Vinny the Mooch. And but I have stuff. I have a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to put in the trunk and in the back, and it's gonna have to be a mid-size vehicle. That has enough stuff in the back to put my dad's, to put the You don't want to have like the weapon sitting in the back seat. So I'm gonna have to set it up like that. I need something pretty good. Yeah, '96 Impala was a good ride. That was a good looking car. It's you know, you know what I like, by the way, guys. Since we've ventured into vehicles, um, what I really really like is that Tesla pickup truck. It's funky. I'm not getting one, but I'm looking forward to seeing it on the road. I really am. I think it's kind of a neat thing to see. Kind of a neat thing to see. Oh, yeah, excuse me. Ugh. Bolo woke me up right before 4 o'clock this morning, so it's should have taken a nap yesterday. It's it's going on from there. Oh, that Limp Bizkit commercial is great for the car service, CarMax. And 2020 Corvette. Yeah, I've seen the pictures of it, Doug Gray. I haven't seen one yet. I look forward to seeing it. If I won the lottery and it's going to play for like $350 million, next week. Yep, we have a snowstorm here in Joplin as well, Crystal. We've got it going on. It's not enough snow for Bolo to get excited. If I won the lottery, tomorrow night when it plays, the temptation would be is to get one of those supercars. It's like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or one of those things. And probably it would be probably be better to get that Corvette. But it's a heck of a deal. You know what? Bolo would freak out being in that sidecar. He would freak. He would want to be in my lap. It's I was doing like water changes on Sunday, and he was sitting on the couch, watching me do my thing. And it was just he wanted me to carry him around the entire time, which I couldn't do. So 20 vet at my local dealer when I was trading a few weeks ago. And that's funny. F430 going for 78K by you. Yeah. Twinsies! Excellent. Yes. King and Queen Cichlids, thanks to Scott and Liz. I won a contest on their live stream. I don't know, like 6 weeks ago or a month ago or what have you. It's arrived last week. And I said the first time I wear it, it's going to be during a live stream. And I've kept my word. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. So tonight here in lovely Joplin, it's going to get down to like 19 degrees, and not quite cool enough to kill the bugs. I'm pro it hitting, getting nice, and I'd like to have one night where it gets down to that single degree area. So wow, that is very cool, Lumpy. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. I didn't know that. Bob, you're the Rock's stunt double? It's I'll tell you what, that guy is jacked. He has done some weightlifting. So yeah, so that's strong. Really strong. So the fish, yeah, so I'm watching these aquariums. I have to get some rocks for the shrimp in like a shrimp cave or two. I have the substrate there. So I've got to get those, and then I've got to get I have plenty of plants to put over there. My guppy grass farm and my farm with with hornwort is just going nuts. All right, Jesse, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Always good having you in the live stream. So yeah, Bolo now is okay. Let me give you this. Let me give you the look here. Hold on. Sorry that I have like stuff here. There he is, all 4 feet in the air, like you just don't care. Yeah. Okay. So, and yeah, no, they do a good job. They do a great job of keeping the tanks nice and healthy. I really appreciate it. I really enjoy it. And yeah, the guppy grass does a great job, and it's all good. And I'm looking at these guppies as they're developing. I gave them live shrimp about 3 hours ago. I'm gonna feed them some of that Doug Gray protein food here right before bedtime, and they will have received. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be the fifth feeding today. The big feeding, of course, being the shrimp, and so that's all good. Yeah, Bolo will not be eating turkey for Christmas because people food makes him sick, and so yeah, he does not eat anything. Let's see here. I just got a text. Let's see here. No, no, no. It was a messenger from people at work. Yep, the Guppies love it. Guppies love that Doug Gray high protein food. You can get it on eBay. Doug, if you want to put a link up to how people can order it, that's fine with me. I appreciate it. I've purchased it. I like it, and so that's really cool. So yeah, my fish, yeah, they're growing up really good. It's they're looking good. I'm gonna get into uh yeah, I'll tell you what. Bolo um doesn't he doesn't jump a lot. That's just sort of not in his. And my former wife's sister, um she had collies, and Bolo ran those collies. So they were giving the female collie, giving her a little piece of turkey and we gave Bolo a little bit, and getting ready to hand her a piece much bigger than what Bolo would have got. Bolo flew through the air and took that turkey out of that dog's mouth. Unbelievable. Hey, D, down the wormhole in the house. Great having you here. Great having you here. So, yeah, yeah, so he gets sick on it. It's just better. I have some people that live in this townhouse complex. Some lady has a bunch of little kids, between the ages of like 5 and 2, and little kids carry around food a lot, and they'll drop it. Hey, not Nola Jane Fish Rich, welcome to the live stream. The party has started, man. 19 here, 22 thumbs up. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here for the Monday drop in. By the way, our new time uh, for Saturday is 12 noon Central. So that's 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And so we've moved to then. Mainly, that's a better time for me. And also, Scott and Liz wanted to do the time I was using. It's a better time for me, anyways, because I have like my fish club meeting once a month that goes through there on Saturday night. And at some point, now that I'm freshly single, I may go on a date with a woman on a Saturday. You know, dinner and a movie. Yeah, so there you go. So that's going through. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get tofurkey for Christmas. I'll be doing that, and with some zucchini because I like it and the fish like it, and that's what it comes down to for me. If I can eat the same thing my fish do, it is a good deal. No, I don't have a date, D. I was just saying one day when I do have one, sometime in the future. It's I'm so new to town. It's but hey, yeah, the sexy cyborg. Doug, did you put up your link for your deal? Please do that. So you have permission, and for your eBay store, so people can look at your fish food that I feed my guppies. So you know, uh, I think the big thing uh, is that is that moving to that new time. I think is really good. It's really convenient. Oh well, let me do that then. Let me put up Doug Gray's hyperlink here. Hold on 1 second. 1 second here. And okay, let's see here. That didn't work. Hold on here. 1 second here. Well, I'm like having hold on here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Well, I can't find it right now. Hold on. Here we go. I don't know why it was. So I'm putting up the link. If you guys keep guppies or other live bears, you may want to look at this. And here we go. There you go. You can go take a look at that, and check out Doug's food. And yeah, so that's part of the fun. Okay, now Bolo was moving around because I have one of my hands on him, petting him. He wants to be petted at all times, 24/7. What kind of mollies you want to get, Crystal? It's well, the clown killies. It's yeah, it really is turbo. I'm 17 here, 22 thumbs up. It's great. And the sailfin mollies are, yeah, some of them is uh are unbelievable to look at. Greg Sage has some great ones. Select Aquatics. Look him up. You should see some of his sailfin, which are from a wild strain. They're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I appreciate mollies. I've never been really good with them, but it's been a long time since I've kept them. So it's maybe that's when I get when I get into a place and I'll have nothing but fish aquariums in a house, in a 3-bedroom house with a complete basement, fish everywhere, and so that's that's maybe I'll end up doing a couple of tanks of, I don't know, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. So Doug goes, my brother lives near Miami, and he said they're on the canals down there. Well, the mollies, sailfin mollies, are a native to the Americas. Its natural range, is from Mexico up through Texas, and so that's sort of the deal there. And the idea of killies I love killies. I think they look fantastic. Um, they're sort of like bettas for me. You know, is that the deal is I think I would become so addicted to them that I would have one aquarium after another. Now, I'm not necessarily an addictive guy. Not, I only have 20 aquariums. It and so the idea here is that I will say this about Molly's, Melvin and Crystal, and from there, from everything I understand, from everything I've read, and again, I'm not master Molly man, but from what I understand is that a lot of times they show up at the big box stores. You've got to get them home, and you have to treat them with the meds and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they do need salt. They like salt. That's sort of part of the deal. Part of the deal. They like the salt. They like all that sort of thing. So it's a little bit of a different deal. And once you get into the more exotic ones, like the bubble bodied, short back, you get you know yeah. Once they get the shimmies, it's any fish that gets the shimmies. It is if you catch it early, you can be in pretty good shape, but you got to go through there. I think the deal is with mollies, they'll like brackish water. Um, I just think they like a little more salinity. And the other thing is, people forget that they are more of a vegetable eater over a meat eater. It's so that's I think the deal from there. Oh, you keep yours in Nola Jane keeps hers in brackish. Yeah, I know they like salt content, and and a lot of live bearers do. In fact, one of the complaints about the guppies that show up at PetSmart is that they've been kept in almost brackish water, and so when they hit your aquarium, that becomes there. Salted margarita is really good, Doug. Really delicious. It nice and tasty. It's I had like a weird dream uh the other night that I woke up first thing in the morning and I finished a bottle of I don't have a lot of booze ever in the house. I usually have something. I have some beers in the house. That's about it right now. But I over the last probably 3 weeks been drinking a bottle of bourbon, a small bottle of Maker's Mark, having a shot sometimes at the end of the workday. And so I had a dream the other night that I got down, I was getting ready to eat, and I'm going, oh, well, it's let me get a shot of Maker's Mark, and all of a sudden I realized it was 4:45 in the morning, not 4:45 at night, and I had to be at work. So there you go. And so that's sort of my run there with it. I really appreciate I didn't do it, and thank goodness. And so I was joking with my boss today, and I said, "Yeah, I had that dream." And I'm going, "Oh my God, I'd have to call in sick." He goes, "I just use a lot of mouthwash." So it's it. You got spotted puffers, and yeah, garlic and egg noodles certainly can raise the old blood sugar. Yeah, you know what, Crystal? I'll tell you what, with saltwater fish, I go through and I know people who've kept saltwater and who are really into it. And I walked through a store when I was doing a project in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, and almost 3 years ago. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the corals, and some of those corals were selling, for a little teeny thing of coral, we're selling for $200. And I'm going, wow, 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 wow. In fact, the puffer I would love because I think they have so much personality. But I don't know if I'll ever have a 400-gallon aquarium to really keep one well. Is embu puffer, one of those big, giant, huge ones. They get to like 22, 23 inches long. And talk about expensive fish because you have to get a lot of frozen clams to give it. Holy capoli. Yeah, all the different colors of the clownfish and some of the more exotic ones. Yeah, I mean, it's just again, they're gorgeous, they're great, and and just for me, isn't going for their amateur aquatics. Here's the deal with garlic and onion. And anybody who's diabetic can answer this much more than I am because I'm not. Is that garlic and onion are very high in sugar. Now, obviously, garlic you cut up and, it's, in any type of thing, it's not, if you have more than a clove in a meal, it's a shocking amount. Um, onion, though, you tend to have more into it, like French onion soup, like you get a burger that has onion on it. There's a burger joint in my hometown of the Twin Cities that would put under the cheese a whole slice of onion on a cheeseburger, and it was rocking good, rocking good. And a place called Flame Burger, and really, really nice. And so, yeah, so the whole process of all that sort of stuff. It's like you know, I swear to you, I'm sometimes much more interested in making sure my fish eat right than I am my dog's eating right. So it's like I today I had an awful day. I've been on this modified vegan thing where I'll have eggs, I'll occasionally have meat a couple of times a week, and but it's mainly just eating a lot of hummus, eating a lot of stuff like that. Um, and I swear to you, ooh, you have racing pigeons. That's very, very cool. Why'd you put garlic in the with the rate because it gave them the energy amateur aquatics? Is that why you put it in there? So my whole process with the with trying to eat well is that my cholesterol level 2 years ago was just on the level they wanted to give me medicine to lower my it was right on the thing. They said if it goes any higher, we're gonna have to put you on a cholesterol medicine. I didn't want to do that, especially when I realized it was all about what I was eating and I could do something about that. So I need to get back into a little bit into what's going on with with healthier eating because I have a feeling my cholesterol level will be a little higher than it was last time. I went from 211 to 178 just by diet, a little bit of exercise, and I haven't been getting my exercise in either, other than taking out water, dumping out pails of water from my aquariums. So I need to get back into that. I've got to get that going on. I'm finally getting into the sort of the rhythm of my new schedule. So I'll probably begin to, get home, do some stuff with the fish, play with the dog, feed the dog, eat something, and then go to the gym for an hour, then come back and, chill out. So I think that's what I'm going to be, I think that's what I'm going to be doing. And so, oh, you don't have them anymore? And, oh, for the immune system. Yeah, it's one of the things for garlic. It's good for the immune system. It's good for you. Onion's good for you. It's all these, almost anything you eat has, some, natural from the ground or from an animal or whatever it is, has some enzyme that's good for you. Obviously, overly processed foods, ramen noodles, not so much. So it's just knowing all those things and getting all these things in place. Well, gang, we have been here for an hour and 6 minutes, and I gotta go. And Bolo wants to walk. I've got to get a couple of things done around the old homestead. Got to feed the fish again, and I'll tell you what. Sometimes the pigeons are bigger than KFC. I have a buddy of mine who used to say it's just a glorified pigeon that you're eating at KFC. The chickens are so small. All right, gang, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and you have a great, great week. And we'll be here Saturday at noon for the live stream, and we'll see you on Wednesday. We'll have a video come out on Wednesday as well. Have a great one, and thank you so much for watching.